Hello Tamers and welcome to round 4 of the Dimensional Phase Outbreak. KingSukamon vs Galacticmon. Galactic has the first move. Security setup. Digimon standby. Let's open the digital gates. Hatching, Doraemon evolves into Vemmon, and then for 2 cost, the Tamer Analog Youth is played. Top 3 cards of the deck are searched for a Digimon. 2 and 3? What? Wow, seriously, I don't know whether to call this lucky or unlucky, but I guess it's not the worst thing because Snatchmon can recycle them, but would have been nice to at least get a Digimon. Turn over. Hatching, Pagumon evolves into Dorumon, then for 2 cost, into Sukamon, and then for 3 cost, Chuumon is played. Turn over, Vemmon moves out and is ready to absorb data with its main effect. By suspending this Digimon, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Snatchmon, Destromon, Galacticmon, or fusionize from among them to your hand, and place 1 Vemmon from among them at the bottom of this Digimon's evolution cards. Return the remaining to deck bottom in any order. So suspending Vemmon, 1, 2, and 3. Destromon is searched, and a Vemm is absorbed. And with Doraemon's inhibitable, since Vemmon just gained an evolution card by an effect, 1 draw. There still aren't enough materials in the trash for the deck to get going, so for 4 cost, they play Pride Memory Boost, revealing the top 3 cards of the deck. Very nice! Then the play cost 3 Vemmon can be played from among them, the remaining are trashed. Turn over, Sukamon moves out and goes for security on its 1k DP. Check, 1k on Vemmon, it is taken out, but on delete, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with Chuumon, Sukamon, or Etemon in its name from among them to your hand and trash the rest. They are gonna search Etemon, and the remaining 2 are trashed, and with Pagumon's inhibitable on delete as well, revealing the top deck, it is black, added to the hand. Now with Chuumon's effect, during your turn, when this Digimon would evolve into a card with Sukamon in its name, reduce the evolution cost by 1. So for 2 minus 1, only 1 cost, it evolves into Sukamon. And then for 3 cost, into Etemon. On evolve, by trashing 1 card with Sukamon in its name from your hand or from this Digimon's evolution cards, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3k DP and security attack minus 1 until the end of your opponent's turn. So Etemon will now dispose of the Sukamon in its evolution cards to give minus 3k DP to the Vemmon with more evolution cards, depleting it to 0 and turn over. Hatching, Doraemon evolves into another Vemmon. Now the remaining Vemmon on the field will use its main effects, 1, 2, and 3, gaining a Vemmon, and then for 3 cost, it will evolve into Snatchmon. On evolve, you may place up to 2 Vemmon from your trash to the bottom of this Digimon's evolution cards. There are definitely enough now. Now, because the Galacticmon deck can create extremely long stacks, I'm just gonna stack all of the Vemmons together, but you can see there are currently 4 under Snatch. Then, if this Digimon has 4 or more Vemmon in its evolution cards, return 1 Fusionize from your trash to your hand. So, recycled. And now, with Vemmon's inhibitable. During your turn, once per turn, when this Digimon would evolve into Destromon or Galacticmon, reduce the memory cost of evolution by 1. Since there are currently 4, that's a total of minus 4 cost, so 5 minus 4, only 1 cost. Snatchmon will evolve into Destromon. On evolve, reveal 3 cards from the top of your deck, place 1 Vemmon from among them at the bottom of this Digimon's evolution cards, trash the remaining. 1, 2, and 3. Unfortunately, that's 2 Galacticmon going to the trash, but again, it's not a game-breaking concern because they do have ways to access Galactic in the trash, and this Vemmon will be added as the 5th in the evolution cards. Turn over. Hatching, Pagumon evolves into Chuumon. Since the Galacticmon deck is filled with a large number of Vemmons with only 1k DP, Etemon is going to try and sneak in an attack on 7k. Check. Oh, that was close. It's not a Vemmon, but it is Snatchmon with only 6k, so it survives. And now, for 3 cost, Etemon will evolve into the shining monkey that always wants to be the star of the show, Metal Etemon. 1 draw. On evolve, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. You may play any number of Digimon with Chuumon, Sukamon, or Etemon in their names from among them with a total play cost of 7 or less for free. Trash the rest. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, it looks like they've hit the jackpot because among them there is the mighty KingSukamon. On play, if your opponent has 16 or more cards in their trash, or if you have 3 or more cards with Sukamon in their name in your trash, one of your opponent's Digimon becomes Sukamon, white, 3000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn. Well, Galacticmon obviously doesn't have enough trash, but in Sukamon's, yup, there are definitely 3 Sukamon there. So until the end of Galacticmon's turn, Destromon will be turned into a Sukamon. Turn over, active, draw, and Vemmon moves out. Now, with 5 Vemmon in its evolution cards, Destromon would normally be able to make the power play of evolving into Galacticmon for only 1 cost. But because he has been turned into a Sukamon, he is currently treated as a white Digimon, not black. And if we take a look at a Galacticmon from the trash for example, Galacticmon can only evolve from black level 5 Digimon or from Snatchmon for 9 cost. Which means there is currently no way this turn for Destro to go into Galactic. Not only that, because it is hogging all of the Vemmon, Galacticmon currently only has 3 remaining in his trash. So even if he goes into Galactic with this other Vemmon over here, he will not be able to make the full extent of his power. So, Destro Sukamon is just going to go for security. Check 11k on Metal Etemon, so it is taken out since it's currently treated as having 3000 DP. But with that, the trash has been refilled. Also, since it at least retains its level of 5, Analog Youth can now be suspended to gain 1 memory, hatch an egg, which evolves into Vemmon. Now the Vemmon on the field will use its main effects 1, 2, and 3, adding 1 Vemmon into its source. And if Dorimon's inheritable, 1 draw. Then, for 3 cost, it evolves into another Snatchmon. And again, with its on evolve, 2 Vemmon from the trash are placed into its source while a Fusionize is recycled. Then, with the delay effect of Pride Memory Boost, gain 2 memory. And with that, it is now time to Fusionize. When you would use this card, if you have Snatchmon in play, reduce the cost by 1, so it is unleashed for free. And on main, by placing 1 Vemmon or Destromon from your trash at the bottom of one of your Digimon's evolution cards, one of your Digimon may evolve into 1 Destromon or Galacticmon in your trash by paying the memory cost. So by recycling the sunken Destromon for 5 cost, Snatchmon will now evolve into the satellite with the power to destroy the planet, emerging from the trash, the final boss of Digimon World 3, Galacticmon. 1 draw. As you can see, it has an evolution condition to evolve from Snatchmon for 9 cost. And since Snatchmon has 1 plus 3 Vemmon in its evolution cards, they reduce the evolution cost by 4 to 5. On evolve, you may place up to 4 Vemmon from your trash at the bottom of this Digimon's evolution cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. A full load. Then, if this Digimon has 8 or more Vemmon in its evolution cards, delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon. Right now, even though Metal Etemon is the level 6 with higher DP, I would say the bigger threat is KingSukamon. Because Metal Etemon only has on-play and on-evolve effects, so it is pretty much done already. While as a level 5, KingSukamon could evolve into another Metal Ete or different level 6, to make some sort of play the next turn. In any case, since Metal Etemon has Etemon in its evolution cards, with its inheritable, on all turns when this Digimon would be deleted, by deleting another Digimon with Sukamon in its name from the field, prevent the deletion. So even if Galacticmon targets Metal Ete, they could sacrifice KingSuka to keep it alive. So Galacticmon will set its sights on KingSukamon, which is utterly obliterated. Turn over, active, draw, Chuumon moves out. However, neither Metal Etemon nor Chuumon can freely attack, because with Destromon's inheritable, during the opponent's turn, once per turn, when your opponent's Digimon attacks, by returning 2 Vemmon from one of your Galacticmon's evolution cards to the bottom of your deck, switch the target of the attack to this Digimon, which will then trigger Snatchmon's inheritable on all turns once per turn. When you return a Vemmon from this Digimon's evolution cards to the bottom of your deck, unsuspend this Digimon, and this Digimon gains blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. So in a nutshell, Galacticmon is currently an impenetrable wall, and if Metal Etemon and Chuumon attempt to break through, they will simply be destroyed. So for 2 cost, Chuumon will evolve into Sukamon, and then for 3 cost, Garymon will be played. On play, by trashing 1 card with Numemon, Sukamon, Nanimon, or Etemon in its name from your hand, draw 2 cards. They trash KingSuka for 2 draw. Turn over, active, draw, and Vemmon moves out. And at the start of the main phase, Galacticmon triggers. Trash the top card of your opponent's security. Garymon sent to oblivion. There's no need to search anymore. Vemmon goes for security on its 1k DP. Check. Metal Etemon on 11k, so it is deleted. Galacticmon strikes on 14k, check. But it is the option card, Pride Memory Boost, now placed in the battle area. But with only one security remaining. With Galacticmon's start of main phase effects, they will have lethal the next turn. However, this one Pride Memory Boost changes everything. Because just by being on the field, Sukamon might just have lethal the next turn. Because Pride Memory Boost delay guarantees them 3 memory, so they can definitely make a KingSuka play. And if Galacticmon is turned into a Sukamon, since it will no longer be called Galacticmon, Destromon won't be able to use its inheritable to redirect attacks. And then Snatchmon's inheritable won't be able to trigger either. So to avoid that outcome, for 8 cost, Galacticmon will choose to now decimate KingSukamon's field with Ultimate Flare. On main, trigger D-Digivolve 3 on one of your opponent's Digimon. The target is chosen to be Metal Etemon, so it goes down into Eta and then Chu. Then, delete all of your opponent's Digimon with play cost of 3 or less. Now this exploits one of the severe weaknesses of the Sukamon deck, which is the fact that almost all of their level 4s are play cost 3, which makes them very cheap to play, but also vulnerable to effects like these. So Sukamon's field is now completely wiped. At the very least, they have BT-3 Tsukamons on delete. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play one Chuumon among them at no cost and place the remaining at the bottom of your deck in any order. 1, 2, and 3. They actually managed to get one. So the original BT-3 Chuumon is now played. Yeah, the problem with this effect is there are currently only 2 Chuumon in the game, so you can only have a maximum of 8 targets, which means you do get hits from time to time, but it's not super consistent. And with Pagumon's inheritable as well, reveal top deck, it is black. Man, this would have been better though, because it reduces the cost of evolving into Sukas. Turn over, hatching, a Pagumon evolves into Chuumon. Now for 2 cost, the Chuumon on the field will evolve into Sukamon. And for 3 cost, the Lord of the Waste now arrives to claim its rancid throne. Sukamon evolves into KingSukamon. 1 draw. Its on-evolve is the same as its on-play, so it now turns Galacticmon into a Sukamon that is white in color with 3k DP. So technically it could now attack for 2 damage, but that won't give them gain. But there's a risk of deletion, because even though it has Sukamon in its evolution cards, which means all turns, when this Digimon would be deleted, by deleting another Digimon with Sukamon in its name from the field, prevent that deletion. When it tries to sacrifice Galactic Sukamon to survive, Galactic Sukamon can still use its second effects on all turns. When this Digimon would leave play, you may prevent it from leaving play by returning 4 Vemmon from this Digimon's evolution cards to the bottom of the deck. Then since it won't be deleted, the protection won't work and KingSukamon will die. And if KingSukamon gets deleted here, they will surely lose. And yes, in case any of you were wondering, turning an opponent's Digimon into a Sukamon does not remove its effects or its inheritables. It only changes the original name, color, and DP, but because some effects and inheritables are name-reliant, such as Destromon's, you can negate certain effects this way. Now with the delay effects of Pride Memory Boost, Memory +2, and for 5 cost, KingSukamon will evolve into the Digimon Sovereign of the West, Baihumon. 1 draw. Right now, I don't think there are enough good level 6 Etemon to commit to a full Eta build, so Baihumon is the level 6 Digimon I've chosen to tech in instead. On evolve, unsuspend up to 2 Digimon and or Tamers, so Galactic Sukamon is forcibly stood up. Then, gain 1 memory for each of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon and Tamers with Galactic Suka and Analog Youth, memory +2, so it is still their turn. And with that, for 6 cost, the Sukamon data running in Baihumon's digital veins will now render it corrupt, triggering a mutation into Omnimon Zwart. 1 draw. On evolve, first, trash the top 3 cards of your deck. 1, 2, and 3. Then, you may play up to 2 black and or purple Digimon with play cost of 8 or less from your trash at no cost. And the targets chosen with this effect are KingSukamon and Etemon. So first, KingSukamon's on-play will trigger again, but since Galacticmon is already a Sukamon, nothing really happens. But with Etemon's on-play, same as its on-evolve, by trashing 1 card with Sukamon in its name from your hand or from this Digimon's evolution cards, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -3k DP and security attack -1 until the end of your opponent's turn. So dumping a Sukamon, Galactic Sukamon will now receive -3k DP, and because it currently only has 3k DP because it's a Sukamon, it is deleted by the rules. And its all turns effects cannot save it from deletion by DP- because it does not change the fact that its DP is at 0. So even if it protects itself once, the rules will kick in again to delete it. However, because Galacticmon is actually close to decking out with only 14 cards left in their deck, it's going to use it once anyway. On all turns, when this Digimon would leave play, you may prevent it from leaving play by returning 4 Vemmon from this Digimon's evolution cards to deck bottom. So these 4 Vemmon are sent to deck bottom to restore the deck to 18 cards. But Galacticmon's DP is still 0, so it is now erased. Since it was level 6, however, Analog Youth is suspended, Memory +1, a hatch end, turn over. Active, draw, and nothing happens here. Doraemon evolves into Vemmon, and for 3 cost, a Vemmon is played directly with its main effects 1, 2, and 3. Phew, there's 1. Placed at the bottom. For 3 cost, it evolves into Snatchmon yet again. And again with its on evolve, 2 Vemmon into its source, Fusionize, Recycle, and then for 0 cost, Fusionize. So by returning Destromon from the trash to the stack once more, since Snatchmon currently has 4 Vemmon in its evolution cards, for 9 minus 4, 5 cost again, it can evolve back into the planet obliterating satellites, Galacticmon. 1 draw. And again with its on evolve, 4 Vemmon from the trash placed at the bottom of its evolution cards, bringing the total to 8, it can now delete 1 opposing Digimon. And while it would love to target Zwart, Zwart has KingSukamon as an inheritable. On all turns, when this Digimon would be deleted, by deleting another Digimon with Sukamon in its name from the field, prevent the deletion. So Zwart can simply sacrifice KingSuka to survive. So again, Galacticmon is just going to target KingSukamon since it could gain security attack. Turn over, and Chuumon moves out. But with 3 Digimon, they still don't have lethal. And of course, this brand new Galacticmon can still stop 2 attacks. First, Zwart goes for security. It has 15k DP, while Galactic unfortunately only has 14k, so he's not gonna redirect it and just let it through. Check! 14k on a Galacticmon in security, but Zwart blasts through. Then, for 5 cost, Etemon will evolve into another copy of Baihumon. 1 draw. With its on evolve, unsuspend up to 2 Digimon and or Tamers. Zwart is unsuspended. Then gain 1 memory for each of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon and Tamers. 1, 2, +2, still their turn. And since Zwart has reawakened, it goes for security on 15k DP again. Galactic lets it through. Check. 1k on Vemmon. Trashed. Still though, Baihumon and Chuumon are not free to go and attack for game because they are weaker than Galactic. So instead, for 6 cost, here it comes again. The second Baihumon evolves into a second copy of Omnimon Zwart. 1 draw. Again, on evolve, the top 3 cards of the deck are trashed. 1, 2, and 3. They literally only have 2 cards left. And with the second part, the ultimate duo, Etemon and KingSukamon will be unleashed. Again, with KingSukamon's on play, this Galacticmon turn into a Sukamon with only 3k DP, and then resolving Etemon's on play, a Sukamon trash from the hand, minus 3k DP, this Galacticmon is taken out as well. But first, since they only have 13 cards in their deck, it will make use of its all turns protection effect to return 4 Vemmon to deck bottom before sinking into the void once more. Analog Youth triggers for Memory +1, can't hatch, turnover, active, draw, and Vemmon moves out. However, at this point in the game, they find themselves unable to make another full Galactic play with deletion because they have no more Snatchmons in the hand. They have used 3 for evolving, and the 4th was lost from secure. However, they might not need Snatchmon after all. Vemmon goes for security. Final security check for Sukamon, and it is a Tamer tie coming in this late in the game, now played for free. But with that, Galacticmon will now make his final move. For 8 cost, from the Gunslinger satellite orbiting in space, here comes another ultimate flare. First, de-digivolve 1 opposing Digimon by 3 stages. The target chosen is this Zwart, 1, 2, and 3, so it reverts into Sukamon. Then, delete all of your opponent's Digimon with play cost of 3 or less. First, Kagumon's inheritable. It is Tai, not a black Digimon, so it is returned to the bottom of the deck. The deck still has 2 cards, but with the new BT-11, Sukamon's on delete, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with Chuumon, Sukamon, or Etemon in its name among them to your hand, and trash the rest. This is compulsory. 1 and 2, there is no third card. All the cards are trashed and turn over. Active phase, nothing to unsuspend, and the draw phase. Sukamon is unable to draw, so losing by deck out, the match is over, and the winner is Galacticmon. But we all know, if Sukamon had one more turn, there was no way Galacticmon would have been able to survive this onslaught.